I'm okay with my setup, you know?
And
I'm
that's
like,
fine. There is nothing wrong with that. My ADHD brain is like, what if we do this? Like,
and I'm like, that's a lot of things to make up, but I'm like, no.
You can go without. You can go without Kappa Gin, but what you shouldn't go without is Crystal Head Onyx Vodka.
Swear to fucking God. Welcome to the Streamless Podcast. Today, I'm joined by Lazy Warriors.
My mind, if it is an infinite game of Cards Against Humanity.
oh, wow.
Please tell me there's like black tar cocaine in that one. Cordelia Chase.
A toaster is really just a spicy bath bomb.
Oh, I love that.
Ain't that the truth?
Oh my God. And I'm Rhenvi, and I don't sugarcoat shit. I'm not Willy Wonka.
No, you are not Gene Wilder. We don't speak of the other one.
No, we don't.
No.
Hi guys.
Candy.
I've got a story for you today. Yeah, listen, Candy. Please. So you guys know, I am a fur parent. And my son Oliver, who is about to be 10 in 8 days.
Baby.
Yeah, has really broken the mold on teaching old dogs new tricks.
Okay.
So, to set the frame up here, he basically took... He's learned, we live in an upstairs kind of apartment sort of thing, and he has learned now how to open doors.
Oh.
And Cordi's met him. He's not a very tall dog.
No,
so
he's
tried to, was fucking determined. And so
he is very stout.
He is. Yeah. And so we have a other dog here, which is our in-laws dog, and he's kind of a hospice dog. He's, end of life, 16 years old, just kind of making it, right? So because he's learned how to open doors, Oliver has been going downstairs every morning after he has his breakfast.
Oh no.
And then he has a second breakfast. Because he figures, fuck it, if he isn't gonna eat it, I'll eat it.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Like, oh God, no. So, and he'll wait until Nate and I are on conference calls or whatever else, and he'll just, we're working, our days, and we're like, where's the dog? Nobody knows, right? If we're on calls, we have our earbuds in, and usually he would just sleep. But he got so used to going downstairs, when my in-laws are here, because my mother-in-law is his favorite person on planet Earth.
Aww.
And, listen, if she does, I'm going to have to kill him and put him with her. It just, sorry, I'm just saying, I'm going to have to Egyptianize this whole shit and just, bloop, you're dead. So I'll get him his own little canoptic jar and just, bloop, done. So, little doggy sarcophagus. Anyway, so he's just used to going downstairs. So they would open the door and let him down. And they were gone for about a month. And so they basically, he didn't get to go down and see her. And, you got to go down occasionally, and hang out. But, it wasn't a go see grandma thing. Mm-hmm. So he decided to fill his time with, how can I fuck with the other dog?
Oh, no.
Fast forward, this has been happening for a week. Me, done with it, over with it, absolutely done. Ordered a baby gate. So, now, there's a blockage, and I can tell you the amount of, dejection he had that day that he saw he couldn't get through. He was like, what the fuck is this? What is this Gandalf level you shall not pass bullshit? What the fuck? And you just looking at us
how dare.
But he's not smart enough to remember that there's a door over here. So it's just the one way around, and he's like, I guess I'm stuck. We're like, yeah, buddy, you are. Oh my God, he moped all day, sighed excessively. We're just like, now that grandma's back, he's like, I get to go downstairs. And I'm like, yeah, but they put the food away. And like, even when we tried to put the food up, we heard this thud. And we're like, what's this thud? He had learned to reach up, grab the food, pull it off, knock it down, and then eat that. We're like,
Jesus.
You are not starved. You are not like a shelter puppy. You're not on the street level puppy. I don't understand why you're so hungry. And the problem is, you go to the vet, you can't go to the vet with an overweight dog, because guess what? It's your fault. It's your fault. You control the flow of food, you know? And it's like, I'm like, please, you're gonna be like 30 pounds heavier if you don't stop at the second breakfast. I'm like, did I adopt a hobbit? What is this? Like, I just couldn't handle it. But that was my story I had to tell you guys, because I'm just like, God, pets do the craziest shit, but he just doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's like, can I do it again if it wasn't for those pesky kids?
Anyway. So our cats are very picky about their food. Like, dry food, whatever. But when we brought Reaper into the house, Reaper got wet food once a day. So, we're like, okay, fine. Well, it's not fair to the other cats that Reaper gets wet food and they don't. So we started, introducing wet food into the diet of all the cats in the house. We have 3. And they are picky as fuck. Like, they will rarely touch anything that's pate. It has to be chunk. With the exception of this one pate that we accidentally picked up this time. Jean will eat the fuck out of it, but the other 2 won't touch it. Reaper does not like turkey or anything with salmon in it. Rex will not touch anything with shrimp in it. Jean absolutely loves chicken and beef. Like, she's me. She'll eat pretty much anything. But, if it's in pate form, unless it's this one specific brand, one specific flavor, fuck it. I'm going to sniff it. I'm going to take 2 licks, call it a day. Bunch of wasted food that way.
Right.
I'm like, could we not? Because we don't have this down to a science yet. Because with supply chain issues right now,
oh, yeah,
they don't always have the same food. We can't always buy what they like. So it's like, welp, either you're eating all dry food or you suck it up. It is up to you. We give them the option.
Yeah.
You can eat this wet food you don't like along with your dry food, or just eat the dry food. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's the other kicker, and I'm glad you mentioned that. The other kicker of this whole situation is the hospice dog is like a picky cat. He doesn't like his kibble. He doesn't like certain foods, but the vet's like, he's end of life, feed him whatever the fuck he'll eat, And so we're like, okay, we'll make him some chicken and rice. Cool. He ate chicken and rice for 2 days. On the 3rd day, he's like, fuck your chicken and rice. So then no, I'm not kidding you. This dog eats better than most people. So then he gets a sirloin burger to, substitute. Oh, yes. Yeah. And then when he's done with that, he wants to have some like something else, like maybe some fish oil or something like that, or some sort of seafood. And sometimes he doesn't feel like eating it. So you have to like hand feed him. I'm telling you, this dog has got us. We have tiptoed through the last month. Like, what do you want to eat? Like, please take something. And so when we finally figure something out, and then my fat ass Paula Deen Evil dog goes downstairs and is like, ha, perfect. The anger. Like, if you've ever seen Inside Out there, or know the character, it's anger with that, like, and the flames go through your head. That's how he felt. We were like, I literally just cooked a sirloin burger for this dog who won't eat anything. And my dog was like, hey, it's burger day. Like, you shithead. Like, or it's chicken and rice. And we would literally buy him. He only likes Costco rotisserie chickens.
Oh, Jesus.
So we had to get those and then flake it up for him and then mix some rice and like just... And here comes stupid little Oliver, like, perfect. Some hors d'oeuvres. Like, no!
Human, this fried chicken is not up to my standards. I will not touch it with a 10-foot pole.
And
Now excuse me while I go and lick my poo.
And I've looked at him like, I will return you, Oliver. I swear to God, if you don't leave things alone. I never have. I've had since he was like 2 months old. But the point is, he's never been this obstinate. And I think as he's getting older, he's going to be a real shit. And I'm like, it's almost like, and I get it, it's like kids. I know dogs are older, but I feel like he's hitting that rebellious teen stage, and I want to just, like, I don't abuse animals, but my mind is like, I just want to pop you one. Stop it. It sometimes takes half an hour to make this dog food. And mine was just like, perfect. I'm joking. So yeah, I feel you on the whole. That's hilarious. But it's so true of cats. Cats are just like, no. And then you're just like, wow. Do you know that there are cats outside starving and you want to be a picky bitch? Like, I feel like there should be remember like the Scared Straight programs for like young offenders where they would take them into prisons and like have people yell at them. I need a Scared Straight for like cushy domesticated animals to be like, do you understand what you'd have to do for a meal? Yeah, there's someone to clean your shit. There's someone to make sure your nails are trimmed. There's someone to make sure you get your like meds and snackies. There's no French fries in the wild, okay? I was trying to tell my dog this. It's his favorite like human food. Listen, he would murder someone for butter. That's why I nicknamed him Paula Dean. And French fries. Those are the two things that he will literally trip people to get.
He'll chill out under a French fries tray.
Yeah. Let's make him believe that, right?
Yeah.
No. Aww. So it's just, I feel like they don't know how good they have it, and I'm just like, I swear, you wouldn't last my dog has like 7 throw blankets. 7. Never mind the fact that Nate got me a Squishmallow for Valentine's Day, and it was really cute. And it's a little mini one, and it's a dragon and he's sipping boba tea. So I named him Boba Fett.
Oh,
and it's adorable. And then I woke up in the middle of the night, and guess who had snatched my Squishmallow? My dog. I was like, that's mine. You have like 30 stuffed animals around the house. This is not yours. So what does Nate do? Nate goes out and buys him his own Squishmallow. I'm like, no! He doesn't need any more stuff. Okay, like, there's no Squishmallows in the wild. I'm just saying, like, the amount of comfort that he has, he needs a Scared Straight program. I'm sorry, I need to, like, walk him through the pound up and down. Like, you see all these dogs in these cages? Could be you. Could be you. I'll park him under the French fry tree for you, buddy. Real talk, if there was a French fry tree, I would be 700 pounds. I would never leave. I would just, I think it could conveniently placed next to a ranch tree. Oh my God.
Look, my grandpa did the whole thing of telling me that if I planted the little fucking pick from like an ice cream, that it would grow an ice cream tree. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna get me so many almond magnums. It's gonna be, yeah, woo! And then it never happened. I watered that shit for 3 months.
No. You know what? I love them. I'm so glad they fucked with you. Fucking with kids is the greatest thing. Think about it though. At least here in America, parents used to be so ridiculous, and there was a point in time when your brain clicked over like, oh, they're lying. And the most common one was, when I was growing up, I had to walk uphill barefoot both ways in the snow or something like that. And you're like, wait a minute. And as you got older, you were like, oh. I remember the moment when that sunk in. I was like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. You motherfuckers. Like, you know, and I'm like, but it's just so fun to fuck with kids. I mean, I love fucking with my nephew. Like, I don't do anything crazy like plant a popsicle stick because he's actually pretty smart, and I'm worried he's gonna like outbrain me at some point. I'm like, all right, egghead, calm down. Like, I need to be the smart person in the family for a little bit longer. And but I think that's great. I think that's awesome. That's like giving you like a plastic plant and telling you to water it.
Yeah.
It'll change someday.
I think I could make a plastic plant wilt. I feel like that's a power I have. I can bring death.
Oh, okay.
to shit that should not be able to die. I am great now.
That would take effort. And I feel like the way you would do that would just be like, only because I joke about how you have pica, because you'll put random inanimate, non-edible items in your mouth. I could just see you being like, yeah. You just look us dead in the eyes, and you're just like, huh. You just take a bite out of like a plastic succulent, and you're like, what the fuck?
A clean bite as well.
A clean bite, and you just look at us dead in the camel. You just chew. No lubrication, as in like no liquids, no sauce, just like not giving a solitary fuck. Like, yeah, I can see that for sure. I'm just like, but it's so you that it's like that tracks. Like, you know, like you hope it comes out the other end, but like that tracks, right? You know,
watching your poop for like 3 days.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of watching poop, I have one more thing.
Oh no!
No!
Edible. Mr. Eats Everything now. Nate and I have like kind of recently gotten into or have amassed a bit of a collection of Gunplas, and so we put together some really pretty Gundams and like the ones that you snip them and you assemble them kind of things. And so we've got like 7 or 8 of them now that we've kind of put together.
Yeah. Makes sense. It's fine.
We couldn't find one. And we're like,
did
what the fuck
he eat
is
one
it?
of your Gundams?
Mm-hmm. He ate one of them. You want to know how we found out? In his poop.
Oh,
we're like, is that one of our motherfucker? Like, and Kleenexes. He doesn't want used Kleenexes. He'll just eat them straight out of the box. I've caught him before, and he'll look at me and he's just like, yeah, and I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, is Simon rubbing off on you? Because like I need this pica to stop. Like, I need to stop. So, but here's the kicker. He fractured 2 teeth eating that Gundam.
Oh.
So now I have to pay $500 to have them knock him out, take out the broken teeth, and sew them up.
Yay!
Never mind how much the Gundam costs. It's fine.
We don't talk about that.
I don't know. Honestly, kind of free dog to any good home, mediocre home. You know.
Any home.
Really kind of any home.
Home optional.
Home optional. Listen, if you got a French fry tree, I'm just telling you, it'll really help out. No, I'm sorry you mentioned poop, and I was like, oh, speaking of which, because it's just so weird to see a plastic piece of Gundam. Is that a torso? I think it is. What the fuck is in there? So yeah, that's...
Is that a shield?
Listen, I was so mad. Thankfully, it wasn't one with the big shield. Because that would have been, oh my god, that one's still on the shelf. And then I got one that's like almost like a butterfly expanding one. It's big. And it took like hours to put together. And I'm like, thank god you didn't get that, because that's my favorite. It's got a huge sword too. And I'm like, I would have been ape. No. Because we're increasingly buying somewhat more expensive ones too. And so it's like, they're better value, the better time, better commitment. But it's just like, if you eat one of those, I don't think I'm going to help you out. Like, just, you did it to yourself, kid. So,
oh no.
Yeah. Sorry. Just like, I have surprises every day now. And I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen.
What's going to come out of my dog?
Honestly, anything at this point. I don't know.
Roll the wheel of fortune.
Right? I'm glad tissues digest, because otherwise he would just be wiping himself on the way out, which would be helpful. I mean, but like, you know.
But I've got a self-wiping dog.
Self-wiping dog. I don't know what it is, but I just...
What a feature.
He doesn't even care if he's caught anymore. He'll just look at me in the eyes. He's like, yeah, and I'm like... Like, I literally have a little tyrant teenager under my roof, and I haven't had kids. Like, this doesn't feel fair. Oh. But...
I like that.
Yeah. So yeah. Anything you guys
Oliver
want to
is
talk
my
about today?
spirit animal.
Oliver is? Yeah, listen, I'll ship him to you. I'll ship him to you.
Oh my god. Could you imagine the shipping cost on that though?
Well, first of all, I gotta get all of the health checks and the vaccinations and the... Listen, I'll pay the child support. Just take him. Just take
I'll
him.
pay the expenses for his life, but I will have you take him.
Well, yeah, like the way I play Sims. If my character has a baby, I just move the baby out of the house with the husband into another house, and I just start over my whole life. I can just move him to you. It'll be fine.
Yo, dog, you want a piece of my notebook too?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I can't. You guys can share desk condiments together. The excitement you have from that is a little terrifying. Like, yeah, I expect you like one recording, just literally open up a bottle of condiment and just go, yeah. And you're just like just eating. Like
I got chili mayo.
Please do not endlessly pour that into your mouth. I might have other thoughts.
Don't tempt him.
Donation goal.
Oh, God.
Every €5, I will squeeze chili mayo.
Look, I'm not saying that Tony would completely and utterly demolish your donation goals for that, but he would.
Oh, I'll need to do it with mustard then. That would be fun.
You're forgetting somebody else who also likes to see suffering. and for some reason doesn't have anything stopping her PayPal account from going click. So I need like 2-factor purchase for Drunk Me, because Drunk Me just goes.
So I have mustard.
No. Oh my god. You like put it on your like bit alert for like an a la carte menu, like $5 mustard. And it's like $30 wasabi. And it's like it just keeps going up and up.
Not...
You know, $50 Worcestershire. Like we can keep doing this.
I can make that happen.
Can we talk about a birthday stream doing that?
I have the week off.
I
have the whole week off. I need condiments! Ah!
Anybody else, this is abnormal, but Simon, it's like, yeah, okay, he's healthy.
Yep.
Like, this seems legit. This tracks. I have to ask, though, because I swear to God, the same pop bottle and bowl are behind you like they were last time.
No, these are new.
Uh-huh.
Let's check the records on that.
The other ones
right?
down there.
Look at this. Stop it.
I've got a bag for them. Calm your tits.
I'm literally strapping you to whatever and cleaning your house. I can't handle it. I'm messy, but I don't have
just put them
cups
back
and bowls.
but like, I've got new ones since.
I love how Cordy's like the court reporter. Let's pull up the record.
I've got a new one to.
I mean, to be fair, the pop bottle is in like the exact same place.
See,
no, it's got to be the same exact one because it is rotated exactly the same.
Simon, you lied to us.
Oh, which one?
The Pepsi.
Oh. Maybe it didn't change that. Maybe that's the same. It's vintage.
It's vintage, ladies and gentlemen.
It's seasonal. It'll be different bottles for season 5.
But the bowl is in a different position. So
yeah, because that's a new
stack
bowl.
Of plates behind him a little more. We see those.
What, that?
Yes.
I don't think I have.
But what about my
plates.
What about my jam?
You know what? Again, condiments.
Yeah, we don't have any
My
photos
raspberry jam.
I literally. That green screen is really getting to you, friend. No.
It's working.
I can't. No. Nope.
All right.
Nope.
So another topic.
Oh dear.
Yes.
Oh dear. I've been having some wild ass dreams lately, so maybe it means something, maybe it doesn't mean something. I don't know, but like I feel like it's presented different like outcomes for me, and I kind of have a question about if you were to change like one thing about your life. What would you change? And would it differ if you could only change that one thing, but everything else stays the same? Well, what would you do?
I know exactly what I would do.
Yeah.
Can we include rebirth in this?
I mean, I don't.
I mean, that's not really. Well, it does. We did say change one thing about your life, not change one decision. So I guess rebirth
No,
is
I'm
an
just
option.
thinking I want to go back with all the knowledge I have and just talk mad shit to my dad.
Oh.
Yes.
I want to go back as the person I am now. And every dumb thing he says, I'm going to give him mad shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Until he realizes my threat of sending, like, just taking them back to the mums doesn't work, actually, because they want that. I'm gonna make sure that man questions existence.
Okay. The way you said it with that face was fucking intimidating as shit. Okay.
So here's it's very difficult to decide this because the one or two, like I have two options for things I want to change, but regardless of what I choose, if life stays the same, that means I still have a lot of trauma and baggage that needs to be worked out, even though the inciting incidents for that trauma and baggage would no longer exist. So, but then if life would just be different from then on, chances are I wouldn't be where I am today. Like, I wouldn't know the same people. I wouldn't have the same experiences. I probably wouldn't be streaming on Twitch. Who the fuck knows where I would be, right? So it's like one of those double-edged swords things. But the one of the two things I would potentially change is dating the ex. The long-term ex. We do not speak names here. Because there was a lot of trauma and stuff that came from that. But then, again, like I said, I don't know if I would want to change the rest of my life, though. Like, because I like the people I'm around. I like, everything else that's been happening. But it's like, that's a rough question. That is a really rough question. But honestly, I would probably still deal with the trauma and everything. I would still suffer to go through with this. The other thing that if I couldn't change the first is shortly after I graduated from college, I was offered the option to be a part of a traveling theater thing. And I did not take said job, because I was concerned about being with said ex.
Gosh, yeah, I'm sorry.
And basically that exact choice at that exact moment changed the course of my life drastically, because chances are if I had gone and done that job, I would be in the theater industry at this point instead of working at a credit union. Yeah. So, I mean, for that one, I would probably say, we'll let life play out differently on that one.
Yeah.
So it's just frustrating looking back and being like, well, I was dumb. I did a dumb.
Did and not thinking.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I think and I don't know if this expands the realm, but my mom died biologically. Well, both of my biological parents are dead. But my mom died when I was 6. My dad died when I was 19. Mm-hmm. If I could change anything, I'd kill my dad at 6 and keep my mom.
Okay.
Because he brought a lot of trauma, a lot of abuse, a lot of self-doubt, a lot of depression, which unfortunately a lot of that, and anger, I feel like has kind of surfaced in the last couple of years because I've slowed my life down, right? Like I'm not in school anymore. I used to do work and school, and like I was just constantly doing things. And now my mind's more stagnant, especially with the pandemic. I've been kind of peeling back the layers of like, why do I do things certain ways? Why do I have a problem with rejection? Why do I have anxiety over certain things? Why do I get really mad at certain things? And I can trace it all back to my dad. And my mom was stern, but very caring. And it took a lot to make her mad. And this is the little piece I remember from forever ago.
Mm-hmm.
And, but she was always caring. She always wanted me to read and learn and explore and find myself and figure out who I was. And my dad was very much, I almost want to call it the Asian father trope. It was like, are you doctor yet? Are you lawyer yet? If not, you amount to nothing. And he used to be just like, there's stacks of emails. And it's one of the things I think eventually I'll have to burn them. But like I keep them from when I was in foster care. And he would send them to my caseworker. They were in the court files. But it's like literally like almost a ream of paper.
Mm-hmm.
And it would just be everything you could say degrading. Like, well, now she's in the foster care system, so she's damaged goods. And like, if your mom could see you now, she would have aborted you. And like, just like really horrible level. This is a deep episode of Streamless, sorry. Horrible, horrible things that I feel like had I had my mom, even if she would have died when I was 19, I would have been infinitely better.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know. But I mean, I probably still would have some depression and trauma over something.
Mm-hmm.
But it wouldn't have been the years of that and the years of that alone, right? Because like I didn't have another parent there to balance. It was just him. So yeah, if I could, I feel like in my mind, if that would have happened, much better.
Mm-hmm.
Much better. Yeah. And I was thinking back, I'm like, is there any other situation where I could, man, nope. I keep going back to that one. That would be my pick. For sure.
Just a little bit of cyanide.
Oh.
Had I only known back then, right? But no, I mean, like, I had a college fund. I had all this stuff that my dad just, like, gambled away. He lost the house. He lost everything. He just kept being excessive on a lifestyle he couldn't afford.
Yeah.
And it kills me because, like, he could have been a good dad.
Mm-hmm.
And he just chose not to. And I see that now in my mom's fiance, because a similar situation happened with his daughter Melissa, that her mom died when she was very young, and my soon-to-be stepfather literally just stood up to the challenge and just did it.
Mm-hmm.
And like they have a very loving relationship, and I'm like, and the funny thing is, they literally live like half a mile from where I grew up. And I'm like, you could have been this person. And so I see it, and I love them, but I kind of resent it sometimes. Like, man, I wish I had a dad who gave a shit. So there's times where I'm like, Simon, I know that you're like, oh, what's it like having a dad? I'm like, it wasn't good, fam. Not for me. So like my family now is my chosen family, and they want me and I want them,
Mm-hmm. Well, there's, that's something to celebrate, is having a chosen family versus your quote unquote real family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because your real family, you don't choose. You don't choose who gets to be around your life in your real family, especially when you're younger.
Yeah.
You could have that aunt or uncle that's just gives off that real creep vibe, and you're like, I don't want to hug them, but then your parents are like, you need to give your aunt or uncle a hug. Mm-hmm. It's like, nope, don't want to. But with your chosen family, if the time comes where you need to let go, you can. You're not going to be forced to see them at family functions.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. And I think the thing with them too is like they've never, I can tell you there's not a single time in my life, and I met these families 25 years ago. Not a single time in my life where I felt traumatized, where I felt I wasn't believed in, where I felt I wasn't cared for, or I couldn't reach out for help. And because of that, that's why I try to be a very caring, loving person going forward. Like if anybody needs anything, I'm like, just come here. If I have money, I'm like, just take it. Like, I don't need it. Like, do you need food? Here, take it. Like, do you need shelter? Here, come. Like, I want to be that person, And so it's because I had that outlook. And I think had I not had that, I don't know where I'd be at right now. Honestly, probably, I don't know if I'd be here, like, on planet Earth. Like, had I not had like actual family, because I was in my teens, I was very suicidal because of everything that happened, and I was just bouncing home to home, and it was just like a black hole. But
Nice.
yeah,
I'm so
now I
happy
know
didn't
that
say
like
anything.
what?
Because I heard not on Earth, and my brain went to Mars.
Yes, out of on Mars. There you go. But aren't women from Venus? Sorry, cheesy plug there.
Would you?
Wait. So if men are from Mars, women are for Venus, are the non-binaries and anyone in between from the moon?
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Sure.
Because Venus is closer to the sun, which makes women hot. Mars is
And
further
men are
away.
cool.
Yep, men are cool. But everybody in between just comes from the moon, which is the closest to Earth, which is the closest to reality.
Step back to reality. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. I'll
Sorry, big tangent there. Brain just went.
Listen,
burr.
I have no idea where the planets are in the solar system. Like, I know they exist, so I was like, hey, I'm learning something today. Venus is near the sun.
And I heard Snap Back to Reality, and I thought, that's not a song you want to have fans listen to. Snap!
Oh, God.
Oh, no. Well, it's listed a few times in that, so I'd be like, on, off, on, off.
Like the child playing with the light switch.
Yeah. All I could think of was, oh my God, Homestar Runner, when they're doing
my God.
and he's just sitting there flicking it. It's a cheat, right? I think it's a cheat. Just yes. But it's almost like, the at this point I'm spoiling it. I'm sorry, it's been a while. But there's like that piece in Avengers where it's like, I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark, but like I can like imagine it's like, I'm fine. Feel good. I'm good. Mr. Stark.
That one guy that just keeps getting the lead, and he's just, what the fuck?
Oh, but could you imagine if every time it snapped, Thanos snapped for that, because it's, basically a random 50% as far as we know. So one time you're getting snapped, you're going out of reality, you get snapped back in, but the next time he snaps, like, oh, Joe Schmo over there, he's leaving. Nope, he's back. Okay. Oh, listen, Linda over here. Okay, sure. It's like, imagine being in like a fucking theater or at a sports event or a concert or something where there's a large amount of people. And you're getting these snaps, and it's like people are just popping in and out everywhere, and it's like snap ADD. Like
my mind went to, that meme where that girl's looking and there's just like math over her face. And like all I could think of was, man, could you imagine the statistical, the equation for this? How would you get a true random sample? And I'm like, oh my God, my brain went so far to like, what, 50%? Like, I didn't need to have this level of like mind explosion today. But you're right. Like, what if it was just like a random?
If there's a 50% chance for every creature in the universe to get deleted and put back in, there is a statistical chance that Earth will not be affected at all.
Yep, there is. Unless, because it's actually the intention behind the snap.
It's true.
As well. So it depends on if the snapper, in this case, Thanos, was thinking 50% of total life or 50% of each species, each planet or something.
No. I remember at least that lore that he had done it at other planets or other systems.
Well, yeah. No, like he's physically genocided.
Yes.
Half of the population on each planet. But when he snaps, what's his intention? Does he think just 50% of the universe or 50% of every population?
I might be wrong, but I think he states that it's just 50% of all life.
Yeah. So then statistically, it would be possible that any given planet would not be able or would be unaffected. There would also be planets statistically that could theoretically be completely snapped away. Yeah. Every single life form. Isn't that terrifying?
Just like me.
Sign me up. I'll take that trip. Thank you. Yeah.
Other than that, imagine not knowing what's going on, be that one guy in the theater, just sitting there on the catwalk, being the one guy that never gets affected, doesn't know what's going on, but he just sees what amounts to, like, lights on a random board, just people popping in and out, and he's just like, what the fuck is going on?
I knew I shouldn't have dropped that acid.
I should not!
Wait, though, could you imagine if you were someone, like, my goal for a long time is to go see a Cirque du Soleil show, a little high. And could you imagine, 'cause it's crazy, it's acrobatics, you're just like, wow. But, like, I can only imagine if that person took, like, shrooms or, you know, some
LSD.
edibles, LSD. I mean, and they're just sitting there like, and things are happening like, wow, this shit hits great. I'm gonna have to get some more from this dealer. Good God. They're like, they see a person, by the time they reach out to touch them, they even snap, and he's like, whoa. And they just think it's part of the drug, right? Like, oh, geez, this is...
Not knowing the dealer just gave them vitamin C pills.
Like, could you imagine? That would be, it's like when kids used to sell oregano as weed back in the day, and you're like, really?
Yes.
That's all I could think of. I'm just like, that would be a trip. But if I was stone cold sober, I would imagine 2 down from that person. They're stone cold sober. Like they've been in AA for years or whatever else. They have literally not touched a thing and they're just screaming. Like, so you have one guy who's like, whoa. Another guy's just like, and his scream just continues through his snap ins and snap outs. And it's just like, are you okay? Yeah. But also when they snapped, they didn't just like disappear. They kind of like fluttered.
Yeah.
Like almost like, could you imagine how many people you'd breathe in?
Oh, God.
Imagine being snapped in and out immediately. You'd breathe yourself in.
Oh.
I immediately regretted saying that. And I was like, God, that sounds horrible.
Does that mean I could be more man now than I was 3 seconds ago?
Or you'd be like, oh, that's Jim from down the street. You know, like, what'd you know?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my God.
Again, this guy is screaming on repeat. This guy's like, whoa, taste the rainbow. Like, just
It's like Irene.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah. Just
That would be beautiful.
We're definitely normal people. What? What do you mean?
Can't with you. You know exactly what we mean. So I have this kind of goes into more like stressful stuff, but like, you ever see things that like they work, but you're like, that makes me really uneasy that it works. A great example is, and I watched a video a while back where I don't know how my brain thought ships get in the water
from dry dock.
From dry dock, like big, like freighter ships, but it was not the way that I saw that I thought it was going to be. They literally just slide this bitch down a ramp, and it goes when you're like, oh my God, and like it becomes upright, but I'm like, whose idea was this? Like it's tried and true and worked forever, and you're just like,
you're like, there's gotta be a better way. There's gotta be a better way.
No. Like, yeah. And I'm like, my mind thought, well, something like, you know, literally picks it up like the garbage trucks do and like, you know, puts it over here and puts it in the water. What I thought was going to
Or, you know, just put it in lengthwise just a bit at a time and then even it out.
You know, but no, I mean, I'll show you that video afterwards, but like, it's, if there was anxiety in a video, that's it.
Look, I have seen that happen. Yeah. And I've always been like, I want to be on a ship when that happens.
No. Do you have any idea? You'd be woo. I would be literally a sprinkler of vomit going left and right as that thing rockets back and forth. I would just be like, no.
Duct tape to the mast.
And the thing is, they have people on those ships when it happens too, and they release it. Like, just, you couldn't pay me enough. Oh my God. I would be so green-gilled. You'd look at me like, are you okay? And I'd be like, no.
See, the problem with it going in lengthwise, like you said, is as it would become buoyant, the part that was in the water, the ramp would also have to tilt to go with it. Otherwise, you're getting a lot of stress in the center, and then the boat could just go and just die. So
that also sucks.
yeah, you just put these millions or billions of dollars into building this fucking ship, and then you go to launch it, and it's just like, bye, bitch.
Yeah. Oh my god, I just stop it. Don't Titanic this. No. But like that was probably the number one thing. And then trying to figure out things that again that work. That in my mind really probably shouldn't work. This one's a simpler one. Pulleys. The pulley system looks like that shit should not work. I don't know why, but it works. And it makes me nervous. And I'm like, just two little wheels with a different kind of setup and you're good to go. You can pull up anything and it just no. It somehow
pulleys.
Pulleys.
A pulley. Ah.
Pulleys. Yeah.
See, mine was
Woo!
Police.
yeah.
Oh.
Like, it shouldn't work. Just two wheels.
Really
and I'm
glad Cordi was here to catch that because the woo was not doing it for me.
I was there like, how the fuck does your police only get around on two wheels?
Yeah.
I mean, we do have motorcycle cops.
We do.
I mean,
or Segway
yes.
cops.
I haven't seen any. I've seen security on Segways, but I've
All I
not
can
seen
think of
police
is
officers on
Paul
Segways.
Blart, Mall Cop.
I want to be a Segway cop.
You would be Paul Blart. Oh my god. Oh Jesus. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to ask you to set our stuff down. You're under arrest for being too damn cute.
Aw.
And I'm gonna snatch that Cinnabon. Thank you. Like, no, but I things like that.
Good. Man, I wish we had a Waffle House in Michigan. Just throwing that out there.
Same.
I mean, I know we have Coney Islands, but it's not like the same level of grease.
Yeah, local government in Michigan. When you listen to this.
No.
Well, no, I think the amount of Coney Islands that Michigan has is the reason we don't have Waffle House.
Yeah.
Because we
Yeah,
just have so
amount.
many.
Coney Island.
Well, it was like for the longest time too, we didn't have Tesla dealerships or electronic car dealerships because
The big three.
Big three are
Yeah.
here. So yeah, GM, Ford, and
Chrysler.
Chrysler. And they were like, absolutely not. They blocked it all in Congress. And eventually, well, too late. Now they're here. But no, it's, I would like a Waffle House, especially when I'm trashed. Having those hash browns all the way. Oh my God. Yep.
Oh my god.
What?
Chrysler's a car.
Oh.
I only know the Chrysler building.
You know what? I'll give you that.
I have never heard of Chrysler as a car.
Wait. You gotta do the
Ford.
aliens thing.
What the fuck?
I love the what? Chrysler.
It's a car. I thought it was just a building.
Oh my God.
That's okay. You also didn't know that Pretty in Pink was a movie, so it's fine.
No, I did not.
Special. But speaking of buildings and stuff, that's
Sorry.
another one that I've seen where impossible things that work. You ever seen someone lift a piano into a high rise? That's terrifying shit. And or you used to see it happen all the time. Like there's a couple high rises where I grew up, and they would put hot tubs on patios, and seeing that being lifted and go over, I'm like, I know it works, but it's terrifying. I like those super high, super tall cranes.
Any crane, honestly, for me, it's just like your
Yeah.
base is minuscule compared to how far it will reach out. How
And
does
pick
this
up the heaviest
counterbalance?
shit? Thank you. That makes me nervous. Like if I see a crane, and I used to work at a hospital, they were constantly adding on to this hospital, and I would see them, and I was like literally, I would drive my car way around to another parking lot if I saw them anywhere nearby. Because I was like, I don't want a Final Destination my ass. I don't believe that works. Like literally, no faith at all. But like, buildings too. I've seen people like, not in this country, but other countries, if you're moving out, they've had things where they literally will run a sheet almost kind of type thing from your window down to the moving truck. And they will send boxes down that. I know it works, but I don't trust it. I don't trust it.
You think that's horrifying? What about the fucking see-through pools you get that goes between buildings and shit?
Oh, like walkways? Or, pools, like with
pools,
water in
like,
it.
You can swim. And it's just glass, like the 60th floor, some shit, and people are just like, yeah, chilling. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing.
These many tons of water in glass.
Here's the thing about that. If I fall, you don't have to pay for a burial. I'm splatted. Okay? Like, that's a free funeral in my mind. Like,
just gotta pay for the venue.
I mean, at that point, I'm renting out a bar. Like, just get drunk. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, and I had that same situation in Chicago. There's at the Sears Tower, Willis Tower, whatever it is now. It's CN's in Toronto.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I've never been in any of the super tall things.
Super tall one. And they have an option at like almost the top floor where you can step out onto a glass box that is literally jutted out from the building. And straight, it's clear. It's all glass, straight. Yeah, exactly. They took a picture of us while we were there. I was with my friend Karen at the time, and I looked like a cat to water. I was like, ah! And she was like, hey! And like then she starts jumping. I left so quickly. I was like, I'm out. I was like, if you fall, I mean, it's done. Done. And then to add to the thrill, they added another option for entertainment where you start upright. And the whole thing just leans out.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Again, it works. I don't trust it. I don't trust parachutes. I don't trust a lot of things that I know should work. I just, Nope.
I'm the one that wants to go skydiving. It's fine.
I do too. But here's the thing: if I die, I'm okay with it now. So, yeah. But I still.
And this one goes like I understand thematically how it works because friction's a thing. It's scientifically proven and stuff. But in rock climbing, there are these, they're called holds, the outcroppings that you usually use. And there's ones called slopers, which means there's no place for you to actually curl your fingers around or anything, or like you can't pinch on them. They're just big old holds that you basically use the friction of the palm and fingers to pull yourself up. Like, I know it works because I've done it. But every single time I come across one of those holds while rock climbing, I'm like, this shit ain't gonna work. This shit ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
Because you got to make sure that like your palm is up against it. You can't just like tense your hand at all. And it's
like grabbing a ball, ain't it?
Kind of, except
with one hand. It's like.
Yeah, but except for, you're trying to pull your entire body weight up with it rather than just hold the entire, the weight of the ball, which is like nothing. Like, because that one, it's like, okay, sure, I'll hold this ball with one hand. No big deal. But you're like, I'm pulling myself up by friction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? How? Why do work? Why do work?
See, and those scare me, even though like at rock climbing gyms, like you've got a lot of support and straps and stuff.
Oh yeah, a lot of safety features.
I see people go out and just like free climb. I'm like,
yeah, fuck free climbing.
Free
soloing.
Yes, and then the people who parkour like on tops of buildings. I'm just like, please
as
don't.
much as I like my adrenaline, my knee problems have a lot to do with the fact that I have issues with parkour.
Yeah. I can't imagine. Just like we had a friend who was in the military for years, and he used to Snapchat me at the most inconvenient times. And he would snap me going like, yep, getting ready, packed my chute, going for the jump. And I was like, do not text me until you are on terra firma. Okay? I don't want to know. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to know that you packed it. Not that I judge your quality, but I don't. No.
Don't want to know. Do not want to know.
That was the most stressful, like, hour and a half, because they were doing, like, practice jumps.
Well, at least it was practice jumps.
You know, I was, like, I wanted to get sick, right? Like, this is the same guy, like, literally, he's so close with Nate that the second person in line, so they would call his parents first, and then they would call Nate if he was deceased. And so we got a call once from them, and it was like, yes, I know, Jeff, blah, 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 blah. And we're like, he's taking the call, he's driving. I'm sitting here, like, in the passenger seat, like, bum, 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 bum. It was security clearance questions, and I was just like, because I'm like, tell me, and he's like, just a second, and I'm like, sir. So I thought it was a bad jump, but I was like, I swear to fucking God. What, Cordy?
Just the security clearance questions, like, rocked something. So, like, last year, the year before, time has no meaning. We know this.
Yes.
Somebody that I usually get together, one of the group that I usually get together with on New Year's Day and maybe once more a year, was going for a government job.
Oh,
and you know, he texts me. He's like, yo, can I put you down as a reference when I'm applying to this government job? They may call you to ask you questions about me. And I'm like, okay, sure, why not? You know, like, you know, my brain didn't click and go, oh, this is the government. They're actually going to call you instead of like other jobs where they're like, yeah, give us some character references. No,
and they never call.
The jobs that are like character references. No, they don't call. You never hear from them. But this was the government. So, and God's bless the lady who was on the other end of the phone. Because first off, like the name that comes up when they call is something off the wall bonkers.
Oh yeah.
And it's not like US government. It's like something weird. So like, of course I let it go to voicemail and it's like, yo, this is so-and-so from this department, you know, and I'm just, you know, I'm calling because, you know, we were asking, you know, you were used as a reference for this person and we'd like to ask you some questions about them. I'm like, okay, cool. So I call her back. And it's like all this questions and I'm like answering, not to my knowledge, not to my knowledge, not to my knowledge.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, look, I've known this guy for like 10 years, but we only see each other like maybe twice a year. Like,
right.
They're asking, you know, like, does he ever do drugs? I don't fucking know. Like,
yeah, not to my knowledge.
Yeah,
not that I know of.
Yeah, you know, it was like the most nerve-wracking thing, and he did end up getting the job. Like, yay, you know, yay. But I'm like the whole time, and I'm like, you know, at the end of it, she's like, "Is there anything else you would like to add?" And I'm like, I felt really dumb, and like I actually don't know this guy.
Yeah.
After all those questions, and she's like, "Don't worry, that's completely normal." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
You're like, existential crisis kicking in 3, 2, go.
Right? I was like, okay. Okay.
Those things are terrifying. Yeah, we've had a few of those for various friends for either like a job or like something that they were doing in the military, but we didn't know. It was our first one, so we were like, like, are we okay? And now I'm like, if the government calls me, I'm not answering. Leave me alone. I want none of this. Listen, I don't even want to be here, friend. What do you want from me? Like, no voicemail.
I think the closest I've come to being called up by the government is when the police called me up.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
And they thought that like the person that lived in my apartment previously apparently had some dealings with the police.
Oh.
Which makes sense because they had a fuck ton of bills sent to this address for like the first half a year since I moved in.
Okay.
Yeah.
And obviously I didn't know where to send it on, so I have them.
Well, yeah, because it's probably over there like it is here. Federal offense to destroy someone else's mail or open up someone else's mail.
I just say return to sender and pop it back in.
Yeah, I just have them. And they just called me up and they're like, because they called my mother first. And like, are you so-and-so? I'm like, no, that's my son. Well, we need to get a hold of your son. I'm like, I don't know what they want. My mom don't know what they want. So I just get my mom calling me at like 10 a.m. on a day off. Like, you need to call this number because that's the direct line to a police officer. Why do they want to talk to you? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
The most I've been out this past week is like the grocery store.
They think you might have been a witness to a murder that you just didn't notice because you had your headphones in.
Oh my god. Wait. He's like, what's his name? Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy. Bum, 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 bum. Pow, 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 pow. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Eh, eh, da-da-da-da. Just scaring him. There's just gore and blood behind you. You are not going backwards. You're only headed forwards. You got your shades on, basketball, and you're ready to go.
Life only moves in one direction.
Yeah. That would be you, though. You would be like literally almost like the scene from Joker when he's walking out, or not Joker, but Batman, when he's walking out from the hospital and it explodes behind him, but you just be like, bow, ch-ch, bow, ch-ch. Na, 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 eh. Come on, he would not be aware. Honestly, there could be like just nothing. Gone.
I was like, the whole thing is like, I called them up.
Yeah.
Because like, my mom's fucking scared now. What the fuck's happening? And I'm like, why do they want to talk to me? I call them up. Yeah, we need to talk to you about one of your friends. Now what did my friends do?
Yeah.
Like, what kind of bullshittery did Plinko get up to? Like, the fuck?
I like how your first instinct is Plinko, though.
Right, yeah.
I mean, it's either him or Mick. And they're both equally, like, I think Mick might actually be more like... Because he's got more for temper.
Don't dox him. Don't dox him. Shh, let them keep their secrets.
But... Like, we need to talk about, like, one of your friends we can't get, like, we need to get a hold of him, like, who? And they just go and give the name of the former, like, tenant. I'm like, first, I don't even know who that is, because I don't make that connection. I hear friend. Mm-hmm. I'm going through my library.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I don't have a friend named that. Like, his address is the same as yours. You mean the previous tenant?
Yeah.
Like... Oh, because he's still listed as living there. Does he not, like, he's not a roommate of yours? And I'm like, I hope not!
Living in the walls. Living in the walls.
No! You're unlocked, thank you, no!
And I'm there like, I hope not, because he owes me rent money. If he is.
Oh my god. Wow.
And like, I know you should probably be a bit more serious talking to the police, but I was just like, what the fuck?
Like nervous laughter, like,
like she laughed when I went about the rent money.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. I don't know, man. I don't know who he is. I don't know where he's at. If you find him, you can tell him I got his mail. It's now been like 3 or 4 years at this point or some shit. I don't think they told him that I got his mail. But like, it's just like, where's my rent money at?
I've got a real important question. So, if cybersecurity had to locate you, Simon, where can they find you offline?
Well, they can find me in my bunker with my crystal head vodka.
I swear to God.
Chilling out, looking at my Twitter, which is at Warriors Lazy. That's a link tree to all of my other socials.
I can't even be mad about it because he pulled off a long-running joke and said his socials perfectly. God damn it. Cordelia Chase, where can we find you?
You can find me on the 3 T's, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, at Cordelia Chase, Cordilia Chase. And just so you know, the winner for the caption contest for episode 5, Behind the Scenes Looks, was Oni no Iwa. Thank you, Oni, for your submission and your story that went along with it. Thank you.
Perfect.
And
how did you know exactly what was said?
I don't know. Mind reader.
And Rhenvi, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at RenegadeG, RHENE, G on the end. and a link to everything else. And if you want to contact us, Streamless, we have 2 options for you. One is our Twitter, which is at StreamlessPete, and our email. Feel free to send us talking points, anything you can think of, fan art, questions, concerns, stuff for Simon to put in his mouth. Your choice. At streamlesspod@gmail.com.
Cat pics work too. Animal pics. That's yeah.
Or toothpicks,
No, there's some not so nice teeth out there. Just gonna.
I wasn't expecting a full set of dentures. I was just thinking a little toothpick. Until next time. Toodaloo.
Bye.
Bye. Live in your walls.
Shut the fuck up.
Yes.